Welcome to Your OC Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony Fandom. This show is unscripted and unfiltered, so moderate language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you're easily offended, don't watch. If not, feel free to join us for this week's show. This is episode 95 for January 15th, 2016. This week, your hosts are absolute Garbajunk. My name's Smooth Sailing. I'm the host and an editor, and I'm joined by...
Soren Wants Pie. And I'm that weird guy you met at the party the other day that just wouldn't stop talking about how much mold the food in his refrigerator has grown over the past week.
That mold is gross, by the way. You need to get that checked out. Like, get it to a doctor or something.
Get the food to a doctor. To the food doctor. I'll fix that right up.
So, how's it look for that fan art this week? Soren, how's the fan art look this week?
The Soren Wants Answers meme has fucking taken off. I have a detective hat and a pipe. Are you sure we didn't talk about this one on another episode?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And then I'm all angry, still wanting answers.
I want answers.
And apparently I also want peanut butter spread all over my body.
That was a stream joke.
No, it was a great joke. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was no, I didn't give an opinion on the joke. I just said it was a stream joke.
Oh, I thought you said it was a stupid joke.
Well, it was a stupid joke, but I'm not saying that. I mean...
And then there's Rainy Day where everybody's in an umbrella except for me.
Hey, I tossed you that lifeline there, so you're welcome.
Thanks, man. What would I do without you?
And then we also got the Yax New Year's with all of us and Yasina. Why does Commander have a match? Him having anything ever is a bad idea, and him having a match is even worse.
He's got a match? Where? I don't see any games of memory going on. Oh, it was a stupid joke. Oh, it was a stupid joke. God. And there's another picture where he's burning lined paper, but it doesn't make any sense because he loves lined paper. That's all he draws on.
Yeah, it's his favorite thing.
It's his favorite art medium.
Yeah.
Lined paper.
And every time that people draw Commander on something that's not lined paper, he cries himself to sleep.
Look what you've done. You've made him cry himself to sleep this time.
But yeah. All the fan art we get, it's freaking amazing. You guys are amazing. And it's amazing.
Who's that?
I don't know. Someone, probably.
I don't know.
I just know they're amazing, if they exist.
Why, thank you.
No problem. Wait, you're... On to the OCs for this week. Soren. In my hand right now, I have a coin.
Yeah.
In my hand right now, I have a coin. And if it lands on heads, will you go first or will I go first? Oh.
If the coin is inside of your hand, you might want to go to a doctor, man. It's pretty messed up.
Well, I mean, like, my hand is folded over it, so it's like, it's in my grasp, not really in my hand.
Oh, okay. I thought it was, like, buried in your skin. I was like, you might want to go get that looked at, man.
Well, I mean, I can do that, but... If the coin lands on heads, then I go first. If it lands on tails, then Soren goes first. For this week's Your OC Sucks, it doesn't have a theme, because we just... 2-man episodes, we don't really do themes anymore, I guess. Shrugs.
The theme is...
Exactly, there you go. Flipping the coin. Dang it. I was going to flip it over, but I forgot to. It landed on heads. This is Peach Cobbler by Lord of Lemons. Peach, is around teenager-ish age, okay. Let me try this. Like, if Peach was a human, she would be like a teenager, like 13 to 14 years old. But in actual years of human looking onto her because she is a horse, she's only like 7 years old. Age conversions with things. It's weird. And I'm sure Mehdi would just be like, that doesn't make any sense. But I'd kick him in the shins and say it does. And then we
all
move
the
on.
way across the country?
Yes.
Well, like halfway across the country?
Yes.
You must have really long legs.
Yes, I do. I don't like to talk about it. Anyway, though, she's a Pegasus, but not like a fast flyer, more of a endurance flyer, because this person's headcanon of Pegasi's feathers is like a bird's sort of feathers, where short and slender ones are on Pegasi are for faster flying speeds, whereas long ones help them fly longer distances. So this Pegasus would have longer feathers for longer flying. Extreme endurance. One day, her and her brother were walking home from class, and they noticed that there was a peach orchard, and, well, they always walk past the peach orchard, but this day specifically, the peaches were freaking on the trees in full freaking bloom and stuff like that. And they looked freaking beautiful, and they were just staring at him for a while, when the person who was, the caretaker of the place, noticed them, and was like, hey, you want peaches, little kids? I mean, I have an entire freaking orchard. I don't need all of them. You can just have some if you want. They got quite a few peaches after quite a while of picking peaches, and they brought them home to Mom, and Mom was like, kids, why were you out so late? Kids, why were you out so late? And they were like, peaches! My name is literally Peach Cobbler. Peaches. And then the mother was like, oh, is it time for your destiny already? Well, I guess so then. So then...
I'm proud. Pat's head.
So then she decided to teach Peach Cobbler how to make a peach cobbler. Blah, blah, blah. They made the cobbler. Blah, blah, blah. It was really good. Blah, blah. Cutie mark. Blah. You get the point. That last part was taken word for word from the description of how it was said. Loves helping others, and she's very generous, considerate, and loving in general. But unfortunately, she's easily taken advantage of because of this, and it's a very common character flaw with people who are loving. They are usually also naive and easily taken advantage of. So, nothing really new there. And because of that, probably will hesitate to speak up and is a bit meek. And the fatal flaw, because of that, it takes her a while to speak up when others need her, because will hesitate to speak and is meek. So I like how everything flows into itself in a logical pattern. This is strengths, and this is weaknesses because of strength, and this is fatal flaw because of weaknesses because of strength.
Yeah, I really like that, because people will have, like, personality, but then they don't really put flaws because their pony isn't flawed, because it's a perfect little angel. But, like, there are flaws to every personality trait.
Yeah.
Besides obvious ones, like, they're arrogant and they're a dick. That's easy to spot. But, like, caring, nobody ever really thinks about the naive and easily taken care of part, so I like how they did that.
Yeah. Also, as can be seen from the freaking, what the hell is it called?
Reference sheet?
Yes, that. Her poison joke effect is that her wings flap really, really fast, so she can't stop flying. Fortunately, she can, fly for a really long time because that endurance strong, but She just kind of like has to look up there like, oh. And then in her discorded form, she's completely inconsiderate and rude. What do you want?
Rude with a capital zero.
Yeah. Rude with 2 capital zeros.
What do you want?
What do you want?
Just came to borrow a cup of sugar. Slam his door in face.
And then poison joke happens and she can't stop lying. She's like, oh, help. I just like the simplicity and how peach cobbler, peach cobbler, peach cobbler. And then peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler, peach cobbler, peach cobbler, peach cobbler.
It doesn't, like, explain the really obvious stuff too much. I really like that.
It doesn't treat the reader like an idiot, but...
You know how MLPOCs work.
I've seen my fair share.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely doesn't hold your hand and call you an idiot with the story, but definitely gives some more depth than usual, while still remaining an air of simplicity. So not bad at all. I like it.
Yeah. And now, onto the looks. She's freaking adorable. This pony looks like the kind of pony I could put on, like, a table in front of, like, a bunch of people and be like, look how adorable this pony is!
And people would be like, oh my god, what is it? Kill it!
And then I realized that I have taken a cartoon thing into the real world, and that isn't how the world of logic works. Oops.
And then he was thrown in jail for 742 years.
Aww.
Good color.
Yeah, Go on.
I like it. That's all I was going to say. That was it.
Freaking... Yeah, I love it too.
Because the colors all fit very well together, and I like how they use the... It looks kind of like the main color. Oh, excuse me. The main colors and the cutie mark. Yeah. That always works out nicely.
It's not actually my favorite thing when people do that. Usually I'm just like, But...
How dare you.
But considering the fact that her cutie mark is a peach...
And her mane is a peach?
Yeah, and she's peach cobbler. I think it works in this scenario.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
I mean, again, with aesthetics, sort of a... Not necessarily monochrome. Well, a little bit.
Yeah, sort of.
But
definitely theme-based.
Definitely very simplistic.
Yeah.
But not overly simplistic.
Yeah.
It's still just good.
Also, that freaking mane design.
Yeah.
Just like scraggly and...
It's like if somebody had dropped a mop on her head.
But it, like, curled in a really adorable way. And then you put a flower on it. I just really like this horse. Also, I think the eyes blend really well with the rest of the horse. I just don't find fault with this pony.
It's because there is no fault. It's because she serves the ball perfect every time. There is no fault.
Freaking come on, man. I guess, like, if I was going to say anything that I would change, like, maybe get rid of the brown stem in the cutie mark and the peach. Because it's just another color, but, I mean, it's not really that important to get rid of.
Yeah.
But this pony is abso-freaking-lutely adorable, really simplistic and good, not overly simplistic, and I just think this pony is really well put together.
Hooray!
Moving on to the next OC. Soren, what have you brought on for the good?
This is Prince Caspian by Potion Pony. He's a unicorn, and he doesn't have a cutie mark. He is the head of the royal guard to the Crystal Empire. And this gets interesting. So, he was part of the royal family in northern Equestria, And he's a typical royal guy, royalty, typical prince. He's just like, they cater to him and wait on him hand and foot, and he became very conceited and arrogant through this, which I like. I'll tell you why later. But he misuses his magic, and he's spoiled, and he's an asshole. And since he was never really required to do anything for himself, he never went out and just got a cutie mark or a talent. And he wears his armor with a cape to cover his blank flank. His parents grew tired of his attitude, and as a future ruler were afraid what his reign might bring. They were scared he was just gonna, like, turn everybody to slaves. And, like, crack whips. So, together his parents decided that he was too dangerous to be left to his own devices, and stripped him of his magic. They kicked him out of the kingdom and banished him until he learned what it truly meant to be a wise ruler. Caspian left, and he was obviously a little pissed off. But he wandered around and came upon a kingdom. So it turns out the kingdom he had gone to was the Crystal Empire. And at first his attitude was really shitty and nobody liked him at the Crystal Empire. But Cadence was like, oh nah, brah, we gotta get you a friend. She was like, she friended him and gave him a place in the Royal Guard. And she showed him really the only kindness he'd ever known. And he worked up to become the head of the guard. And he isn't reformed, and this is what I like. Like, he isn't reformed. He's still really arrogant. And but he's working at it. He's trying real hard. And I really like this because it's not just some happy story like, oh, even though he was raised up to be spoiled and a jerk, he was cool and everybody loved him, and he wasn't a dick at all, and he's always sharing and caring, and he's motherly, and but,
Stop.
He's a loser living on his parents' couch.
Basically.
And so they throw him out, and then he goes and finds this new place that just...
That's just, like, really mad about him. They're just, like, freaking, who the hell do you think you are? Commoner scum. And he's just like, And
they just freaking, it gives him a new start. It's great. And then he actually works towards something.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. And I like how he still has traces of that arrogance. Because someone's character, or someone's, like, how would you say? Someone's demeanor doesn't just change at the snap of a fingers or at the drop of a hat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So he's still arrogant. He's like, yeah, I'm the head of the guard. What about you, pussy?
What I want to know is how he got to be the head of the Royal Guard.
I don't know. Hard work and perseverance.
After a few years, maybe.
Yeah. That's what I want to know, too. Like,
That's,
seems like it'd be
I guess
a good
that,
story.
I guess that's my only problem with it. Like, goodness me. All this crap, he has absolutely no talent and means nothing to anybody, really. And then he became head of the Royal Guard.
Yeah. I'm sure the time frame between joining and actually... Because it says he worked hard and became the head of the guard. She didn't just, like, hire him in as the head.
Yeah. Still. I might have liked another line, maybe. But, that's just nitpicking, I guess.
Yeah. Are we doing aesthetics now?
If you wanna. I mean, if you wanna.
I like the colors of the hair. Mane. That thing.
Yeah.
It's like all sorts of blues and whites and very, very, sea.
Yeah. Very ice.
Very ice.
And since he's from North Equestria, you can assume that he's probably from Icy.
Yeah. I don't know, his mane's really, like, the front part is very, like, it looks like waves crashing or like a squirt of water.
Yeah, I can see it.
And then in the back, it's like a vortex. It's like...
And his tail almost looks like clouds or like a waterfall crashing down.
Yeah, so I don't understand what these body markings are, but I like the swirly one on his face.
Yeah.
You don't like anything cool.
I don't like anything at all. Also, that is a lot of fluff coming out of his ear.
Yeah, he must be really old to have so much ear hair.
Gross.
Hey, Prince Caspian!
Hood!
Puts in an ear horn.
I think the armor color works really well with the pony in general.
Yeah, it's like,
Greens and blues and gray. Nothing clashes against each other. It all just blends really nice.
Yeah. So, normally someone might have used the color for the armor for the body, but, like, instead they used it on... I feel like some colors just don't belong. Like baby puke green, or like puke yellow, or baby poop green, and, like, some colors just don't work for bodies. But gray, like, really like gray is good. And
yeah.
I feel like if they had used the color for the armor as the body, it wouldn't have worked, because it's like, it just doesn't seem like a good color for a body. But for an accessory, especially with the way it fits along with the gray, it's really good.
Okay. Well then, let us moving on to the bad OCs. Or at least...
Whoa, would you look at that.
Or at least in my case, the good part 2 OCs. This is Metal Gem. Metal Gem is, like, slightly taller than Pinky, about as old as Fluttershy, kind of thing. Nowadays, she is keen, quick, and always has her eye out for anything suspicious, strong-willed, but does manage to be kind if she tries. If she tries. Because when she was younger, Metal Gem comes from a world where fur patterns aren't incredibly uncommon, but they're generally uncommon. She seems AU-ish, so those splotches on her are natural. They aren't a disease or anything like that. Others in her family have it, and others that aren't part of her family have it. But generally, she was picked on as a kid because of it. So she didn't do a lot at all as a kid. She tried to, like, ignore the stuff and everything like that. And be like, haha, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. She wasn't. This continued till she was, like, in college. And before then, she had actually started, like, watching fencing and stuff like that. And, like, sort of, like, play fencing sort of thing. Like being all like, I can pick up a sword and swing it too, you see? Ha-ha! Sort of stuff like that. Probably not as bad as that, but along those lines.
Snack.
Yeah. Snick and snack. But it interested her, but she didn't, like, do anything until she got into college, when all of a sudden there was, like, a fencing club, I think it was. Actually, when it was her second year of college, she joined a training camp for swordsmanship, and she was bad. And she was bad. So then she started to train herself, because she was like, wait a minute here. I find this thing interesting. I can't be bad at it. No. Just because I didn't put a lot of effort into stuff earlier does not mean I can just be bad at this. So she started putting a lot more effort into it, because she cared. And then, she started actually, like, really training for it and actually doing pretty well in the training camp. She wasn't, like, some god in swordsmanship or anything like that, but she was good. Eventually, after college had ended 3 years later, she was actually pretty good. Not, like, the freaking best or anything like that, but she was good. And then she was admitted into the Hoofdale Army as one of the field mares, scouting missions and accompanying important ponies and exporting cargo and stuff like that. That is what she did for a living. And her cutie mark was achieved on an escort mission where she was getting gems from Saddle Arabia to Hoofdale, diamonds and gems. The caravan that she was with was attacked by a group of bandits, but she and the other troop members, so not just her and the group she was with, fended off the barbarians. And they were successful, and she was like, yeah! And then the cutie mark got. The sword symbolizes her love and skill of swordsmanship, in her cutie mark, obviously. And the gem symbolizes how she refined herself over the years. And I kind of like that. It's not like a dual meaning cutie mark, it's more of like a super personalized cutie mark. It's not a dual talent cutie mark. It's not you being good at two things necessarily. It's being good at one thing, but it has super important meaning to yourself. And I really, really like that.
I don't have any problems with it.
I mean, if it helps you, Soren, she can also juggle her swords with her hooves. She likes doing it to entertain.
Does she also light them on fire?
Goodness me. That'd be terrifying. Swords on fire.
And while doing that, she also does ice sculpting with the flaming swords. So she catches one and it's like ting 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 ting, and takes a chip off with each sword.
That'd be terrifying.
That'd be awesome.
Would it be awesome? It'd be terrifying.
I think they should do that and have her be motherly, and also have it to where her horn doesn't work.
Stop! Funny enough, she can actually fight using her magic, but she prefers using her hooves. More one with the weapon sort of thing, I assume.
Yeah. The sword is an extension of your arm.
Yeah.
Hoof thing.
Oh, right. Horses don't have arms. And her favorite food is mashed potatoes.
Mine too. We have so much in common.
It's not my favorite food, but that's a definite plus in my book. So yeah, obviously this is a good part too. I actually really like this OC. The only thing wrong with it I have is I don't like. I feel like the whole spots on a pony to be made fun of is sort of like a sort of thing. It seems in my book. I don't know how to phrase it better than that. Characters can be lazy without being picked on necessarily, but I guess it gives a better reason as to why she was lazy instead of they were just lazy. But characters can just be lazy. I mean, I know a lot of characters that are lazy, and by characters I mean people.
Like me?
Like me. Like Medi. That's right, Medi. What you got? Say it to my face. I mean, fight me, IRL.
Meet me by the flagpole. We'll raise the flag. Together.
Yeah, as friends. Screw you. Let's see, what was I about to say? On to the looks. I'm not a fan of the colors for the mane. But, I like the rest of it. Like, the main design, freaking amazing. For the coat color, besides the splotches, I think it's really, really good. And I think the blue works with the coat color really well. I just don't think the main colors work with the coat color.
Yeah. If it was just the brown, but maybe lighter. I don't know what the heck's the deals with the green is.
I'm not a giant fan of the green.
It's very dark.
Yeah, well, so is the red in the main.
Yeah.
I feel like the red has a much better chance of going with the salmon of the coat. Yeah, I'd say for the main colors, maybe make it only the red and have it be a more pastelish red. I mean, I feel like a swordsman aesthetic could be a bit darker, yeah, but maybe not that dark. I feel as though it clashes a little bit against the coat.
It's because she's from the Dark Ages.
I really like the accessories on this pony. Freaking love the mane and tail design and how they actually look like the match. I like that a lot. And I really like this pony.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next probably good part too.
No.
No?
This is where you're wrong.
Oh. Who is this, Soren?
I haven't drawn her in a while.
What?
I'm just kidding. This is Minecat by Minecat U. And if you look very closely at the face, I want you to just hold your head close to your computer screen. Look at the face. Focus on the face, and I want you to think.
Stop. I'm gonna have to ask you to stop right there, so...
So, this is Minecat, the protector of dimensions / queen of the dimensions.
Oh.
The alignment is true neutral.
Okay.
She's very grumpy and doesn't like to follow rules or orders without a good reason. Despite her angry appearance, she's extremely loyal.
Wait.
I don't know why an angry appearance would make you think she's not loyal, but despite her angry appearance, she's extremely loyal.
I don't know. Like, usually angry people are irritable, and irritable people don't like doing things a lot.
Yeah.
They just kind of stand there and tell you to get off their lawn.
That's old people.
The same thing.
Yes. It's hard to get to know her, but once you do, she'd go to the end of the universe for you. She's been around since the beginning of time. And, she's a form of shapeshifter? Or no, shifter. They're like shapeshifters, but they change differently, and she can travel between dimensions. And when I say dimensions, I don't mean like first dimension, second dimension, third dimension. I don't mean like an alternate universe. I mean like other franchises, including Minecraft and DC, the DC universe. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
And her eyes are basically mood rings. And they get darker or lighter depending on her mood. And she's in possession of a very powerful Minecraft sword. And apparently, that's not even the backstory. The backstory is told in an entire fan fiction because since she's been around since the beginning of time.
Okay. Here's my thing on all of that we have right now. Why, though?
Yes.
But why, though?
Yes.
It seems like you just kind of wanted a character that could do whatever whenever and didn't have to care.
Pretty much. That was
could go to whatever video game and or comic universe and or TV show or anime or whatever universe they ever wanted to go to because reasons.
That's basically the gist of this. When you say protector / queen of the dimensions, that's basically do whatever the hell I want card.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it seems like something that someone would, like a 12-year-old would do and be like, whoa, this would be so cool.
Well, I mean, biologically she is 12. You didn't read that off.
Yeah, you're right. It was basically, I like these things. Let me have my OC go and be able to interact with these things that I also like, instead of just making an actual story, you know?
It just doesn't really make sense with... I mean, ponies have nothing to do with any of those things, so...
Yeah.
You know, I always found it weird that stuff like that could ever happen at all anyway, because you could just write a story that has nothing to do with ponies about those other things, because they have nothing to do with each other, and it would not change anything besides, whoa, you're a pony! And then you move on.
How do dimensions when not an alicorn? I wouldn't have a problem with being able to travel between the dimensions. Like, maybe she has a catalyst or something,
or maybe they're just portals in the dimension of dimensions.
But if she's queen of the dimensions, it kind of implies that she controls the ability to be able to travel in between dimensions. Yeah. So it's like, I just how? First of all, explain how. Don't have the dimensions go to other franchises, because that's dumb.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, you wouldn't have any problems with it if it weren't for those sole facts. Like, Queen of the Dimensions, what the hell does that mean? Protector of what? Protector of the dimensions from what? What's trying to destroy them or attack them or whatever? Just playing Peacekeeper for no reason? Like, how?
To its credit, I do kind of like the alignment thing, true neutral, because she has the chaos element. She doesn't have good or bad necessarily on here. She has the lawful of keeping the dimensions in check, and she has the chaos of, I want to go to dimension now, see you later, losers.
Pretty much.
So she just has the middle of absolutely everything, true neutral.
That was very good. That is one very, very awesome thing I do like about this is, her goal isn't morals as protector of the dimensions, quote unquote. Her main goal is keeping balance. Therefore, if she has to do something that's not necessarily good, then she'll do it solely to keep balance, that's the goal.
Because that is true neutral. It's balance. Alignments aside, do we go on to the aesthetic now?
Yeah. What the hell? There's wild berry Pop-Tart mane, and then
I can see it.
Red coat that just clashes with really light eyes. I feel like maybe if the coat and the eye color were switched around.
To be fair, the eye color can change because they work like a mood ring.
Oh, that is one thing that I'm just kind of like, but why?
Yeah.
Because they just look like a regular Pegasus to me. They don't look like some crazy...
Yeah, they look really, really average.
They don't look like, new species that I made. They're called mood eyes, and their mood ring eyes change color. So, I mean...
I would not do that, though.
I wouldn't either. And the cutie mark is supposed to be it looks like a shield and a portal, but the colors don't go with anything else, really.
If anything, I would have the shield portion be the same color, and then the portal color probably be the purple, because that's what color I usually think of when I think of vortexes. And have a few swirls, maybe. Or whatever.
Yeah, do vortexes right, like Prince Caspian.
It's freaking ridiculous. I do actually like the mane and colors. I feel like they work together really well. I just don't think they work together well with the coat. And that's my only qualm with that.
I don't like the striping of the tail because it doesn't match the theme of the mane. Like the mane, the color swirl kind of follows the or the what do you call it? The design of the mane.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, well, when life gives you vertical stripes, if it was just a purple stripe that sort of followed the shape of the tail, it's sort of keeping the theme of the mane. And then for body color, I don't even know what to put with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Maybe the really light blue of the, what's it called? Freaking cutie mark?
Yeah.
Maybe try that.
Well, it seems interesting. I can imagine it.
I feel like it might not work, but it has the possibility to. I can't envision it for the life of me right now, and I really wish I could. So, moving on then from the bad OCs into the voting portion of the show. Yeah, that. So, for good OC, I brought on Peach Cobbler by Lord of Lemons, and Soren brought on Prince Caspian by Potion Pony. So, I'm gonna say this is really difficult, because I really like the backstory of yours, and I like the colors of yours. The general design I'm kind of like, eh. But I think I'm gonna keep on voting for Peach Cobbler.
Yes.
She's super adorable, and I didn't find any faults with her, except maybe not enough information, but I think it was fine.
Well then, it's time that we had a battle.
Oh no.
Because I choose Prince Caspian.
Well then, it's time to have a battle of the bands, except neither of us have seen that movie yet.
What
Rainbow
movie?
Rocks.
Oh, yeah.
On to the rock, paper, scissors, because people have seen this show long enough.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
What'd you get?
What'd you get?
I got 2 fingers in a sideways V formation.
Oh, so did I.
Dang it.
How oddly specific. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
What'd you get?
What'd you get?
I got my fingers in a sideways V formation.
Drat, I switched to paper.
Yes! I was actually going to switch to paper for like 2 seconds there.
Yeah.
Until you said rock, paper, and then I was like, no, I'll go with scissors this time. Prince Caspian wins. Pew, 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 pew.
For the bad OCs this week, though, I brought on Metal Gem by Suited Pandas, and Soren brought on
Minecat by Minecat U.
And I feel like this one's going to be a little obvious. I'm voting for Minecat. Also, name, nothing to do with anything. We freaking never say that. We never say that.
Oh, yeah. True. Name, nothing to do with anything. There, we said it.
Yes.
See, we said it. We both said it.
See,
so
we did
now
both
it
say
can
it.
be said as having
Who are
said
you
the we
voting
say.
for?
I'm voting for Minecat.
Well, it seems like this year has started out with shutting down because freaking New Year's mummified both wins. Last episode, Commander both wins. This week, Soren both wins.
Soren wants victory. Checkmate smooth.
Freaking second time I lost in rock, paper, scissors for good. Freaking second time I lost with a Lord of Lemons OC for rock, paper, scissors this year.
Poor Lord of Lemons.
Feeling a little sour right now. Anyway.
It's okay, man. You can tough it out. I'm sure you've got a thick rind.
Moving on. Anyway, if there are any OCs you would like to send us in, or if you would like us to, say, or if you would like to send in any questions, because our 100th episode special, where we'll probably do Q&A and stuff like that, you could submit them at eurocsucks@deviantart.com, at eurocsucks, twitter.com, eurocsuckspodcast@gmail.com, and eurocsuckspodcast.tumblr.com. This show is also supported by the lovely people over on Patreon. If you want to give us a monetary donation over there, feel free to do so. If not, whatever. It's not required or anything like that. On the 19th, we're going to be the 100th episode of EuroC Sucks. 2 whole years! And then we'll do a special for that. So send in questions and stuff. This has been episode 95 for EuroC Sucks with Soren and Smooth.
Yeah.
I have been your host and show manager, Smooth Silent. I've been joined by...
I'm Soren Once By.